archers and defend against an aggressively playing undead. So if you look at his Garg amount, he has an insane amount of Gargs, but because of Psycho's tier 3 tech, he's able to buy an orb in a matter of seconds, which is like the free win against Gargs, or well, the free win, the best counter against Gargs. It's never a free win against Gargs because your units can fly over the trees, but at least your hero can attack air, and it deals a great deal of damage. So that's a really good part about the orb here. Psycho tries to wisp block again, but he fails. And you see, just Bly just flies his Gargs over the trees. He just keeps them there, heal up a bit, fly over again, kill a wisp, be a bitch with the Gargs, while he's just running his DK around in his base right now. So this is really annoying for Psycho, because Psycho right here, he can't creep much. He will nearly always get his base harassed. Another wisp dies. The wisps just keep getting damage, while Psycho isn't able to do that much. But if you keep the DH in your base, go creeping with the panda, as Psycho is doing right now, get a Dryad and an Archer in your base also, just to be able to perhaps pick off a Garg, with slow poison and some additional damage. You gotta, when you're playing against undead who uses Gargs, you gotta be able to multitask really well. And now Bly is going for another really aggressive push. He brought some ghouls. He's got the frenzy upgrade, which is good. And now the thing you gotta do when you're fighting a battle like this is that you don't want to fight it head on. You don't want to stay in your position. You gotta move your units back where you're getting off some free hits with DH, and perhaps doing some breath of fires with the panda. And you gotta split up your army again and pick off some units, just like you did early game with the ghoul push. So you gotta split your when you walk your archers around while you're dealing damage with the demon hunter, trying to pick off some stuff. The fights like these fights work exactly the same. You don't want to fight in a single spot. He will easily defeat you there. So as you guys can see, both players are microing really well. Bly's Gargs are nearly all safe. Just look at the left hand side of Psycho's base. You see 2 low HP Gargs. If you look at the food counts, millennium.org, aka Psycho, is now at 40 food, and or 39, and Bly is at 36. So the game's pretty even up until now. But Bly has only got 1 hero so far. I don't know what he will do for the remainder of the game, but he's only got 1 hero now. But anyways, the reason why I choose this game is because I wanted to do an audio commentary on Night Elf versus Undead who uses Gargs earlier, but for some reason, there aren't many good Night Elf versus Undead games which involve Gargs. So that's pretty annoying. But here you see Bly being aggressive again, only costing him units and the heal scroll. So that's not a very good move there by Bly. But yeah, Psycho's micro is really good. He moves that Dryad away instantly. And that's what you gotta do versus Undead. When you're playing against Undead, novice players often find it hard to play against, because it's not really that hard to fly Gargs over trees and cripple your economy. And when you can cripple your one's economy really easily, you are well, how should I say this? When you can cripple your opponent's economy really easily, you can build a greater army than your opponent. That's basically what it comes down to. Or your opponent isn't able to produce that big of an army. And in high level games like these, it's still hard to play against. It's still annoying to play against. But when you got a certain degree of micro and multitasking abilities, the gargoyle harass won't be as effective as it is on lower levels of play. Even though the undead may be worse on the lower levels, the ability to cripple the economy of the elf has been severely reduced. So therefore I think a lot of novice elf players are struggling like hell with undead. but after you get a certain degree of mastery of the game, you will see it will become easier. But here is a bad creepjack for Bly. He loses 2 Gargs who get ensnared by the Forest Troll Trappers. Usually the elf units get ensnared by the Forest Troll Trappers, but right now Bly's units got trapped. It's actually cool to see, because I always I never really get to see my opponent's units in a web. It's usually mine, so I guess that's a good thing. But what we see right here is that Bly's getting a Lich, getting an Orb of Corruption. Orb of Corruption is an awesome item. It reduces the army of everything it attacks for 5 seconds. The armor, not the army. So that will make individual focused firing of the gargoyles even more effective against dryads. And if we take a look at food counts, Bly is at 42, Millennium.org is at 50, but Bly is attacking right now on the Wisp. He just gets a lot of free kills on the Wisp, which is not good for Psycho. But Psycho's got plenty of wood. He doesn't need a shredder. He's got his micro going on, and his multitasking, which is awesome. Like staffing the panda bag. Just, one orbed hero is usually enough to do the trick. Bly is scouting right here for an expo, because usually expos are essential when you're playing against undead, and we will see this later in the game. I think that we will see an expo coming from Psycho or Millennium.org, whatever you want to call the guy. So he's going. Oh, he went over 50 for a split second, but then he cancelled or something. Oh well. Anyways, Bly's just staying with his heroes in his base, but he's now going to creep. Another strong part about undead is that you can creep with Rod of Necromancy and just a statue. You can even creep the big golem camps like this with the Orb of Corruption. The golem's armor gets reduced, and it takes 6% extra damage from attacks instead of reduced damage, which it is normally. At this point at the game, both players will have about 50 food, and then you will see the regular camping stuff, and the camping stuff, like, not that they're going for a picnic in a tent or something like that, but they will be sitting in their base, or just the undead will be harassing, and they will both stay at 50 pop, and they will bank their gold. And the reason why they stay at 50 pop is because there's a thing called upkeep, and when you have below 50 food, you have no upkeep, which means you will get 10 gold from the mine per second. And when you got low upkeep, you will get 7 gold, and when you got high upkeep, you will get 4 gold. And low upkeep starts from 50 food till 80 food, and high upkeep is from 80 food and up until 100. So therefore, it's always wise to stay at low upkeep, but you gotta know when to break upkeep. Like when your opponent is going to push you, and he breaks upkeep, and he goes into like 70 food, and you're